Good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I do called Thor's Entertainment. I'm Thor, and today I'm doing another Fatal Friday video. Fatal Friday being the series I do where I go into the Kombat League for Mortal Kombat 1, and I utilize the main roster and cameo fighters in order to get their unique finishers like Brutalities and Fatalities. This time around, I am using Kitana and the cameo Jax again, and I am going after Kitana's Brutality. Where do you go? And that is the Brutality version of her sky kick, where she does some sort of a Sailor Moon kick into the sky so hard that your opponent explodes. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
You and Harumi are a lot alike, Princess.
Your Kuai Liang has excellent taste.
Take one. Action!
And I go ahead and start the fight off with Kitana's sweep because she throws that fan a ridiculous distance away from her when doing that sweep, so it's a pretty good opener. If they try to approach you in any way, it's usually going to hit them and you're going to get the first hit. But yeah, my opponent for this fight is going to be somebody using Smoke and Khameleon, which I've never used that combination myself, but on paper that sounds like a pretty awesome combo and a pain in the ass to fight against. And the reason I say that is, and maybe this is because I just don't play Smoke very much, but Smoke has a lot of combos that can go from high to mid to low, just all combinations of different attacks. So if you're not very familiar with his combos, and you're not transitioning where you're blocking throughout the combos, he's going to hit you eventually. And then you go ahead and add Khameleon on top of that, who is changing between Kitana, Mileena, and Jade at all times. And suddenly it gets even more tricky tracking where you need to block for his combos, especially whenever it comes to Mileena, because he could be doing something that you think is totally safe to crouch against, and then suddenly Mileena hits you with an overhead and launches you into the air. So that's a really fun combo in my eyes, has a lot of potential. I've never tried it myself, so I don't actually know if it's good, but just thinking about it in my head, yeah, it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun to utilize. And who knows, maybe by the time this video actually comes out on YouTube or wherever else I decide to post it, maybe I'll be utilizing this combination myself. But as of the time I'm doing this recording, I have not used it yet, so all I can say is it looks like it has a good amount of potential. So when looking back on this fight, a few things stuck out in my head, one of which was using the up block is a very good idea against this person. They like to do a lot of jump ins, and they also like to do that overhead smoke ball that causes smoke to teleport above you and then come down and do, I believe, an overhead. I could be wrong, but I think it's an overhead. What I do know is you can up block that. And all of his other jump-in attacks, well, I've been up-blocking those as well, and it's been working out for me pretty well. And speaking of his little teleporting smoke ball, he likes to teleport quite a bit. Both the low version of the teleport and the overhead teleport. So I kind of figured out early on, as long as I am patient against this person, I'm going to have excellent opportunities to punish them for decent damage. My only concern was this person would catch on to the fact that I was being kind of conservative with how I was playing and then change up what they were doing. Now, does that end up happening? We will see.
Brutality. Kitana wins.
And there it is. That's the Where'd You Go Brutality for Kitana. And looking back on this video, I can comfortably say I didn't even remember or expect myself to just special cancel off of a low poke and then launch my opponent into the air for that kick. I was expecting some sort of a bigger combo, but you know what? It was simple, it was effective, it worked, we got the win, we got the Brutality. Now, let's go ahead and try and get this thing one more time and try to close this thing out by doubling down on the Brutality. And alright, to go ahead and start the very first round of the second match, he ends up getting the first hit off of a jump in against me, and I honestly should have seen that coming considering how much he was trying to do that against me in the very first match. And speaking of things I should have seen coming, he is already going for the different teleports for Smoke, and of course he ends up hitting me with the low one. So it kind of looked like early on I was just going to get a lot more of the same as I got in the previous match. Now that's a little bit different. Maybe it's just my bad memory, but I don't recall him using a throw at any point in the very first match, and there he was just throwing with Khameleon. That made me a little bit nervous because of how much I was up blocking in the first match, and I wanted to probably up block again in this one considering all the jump ins. The thing is, if he started psyching me out and actually going for throws and getting that bonus damage of landing a throw after I up block, that might end up stacking up in the end and causing some problems for me, so I had to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I don't like it when my opponents start adapting against me. I am going to need you to stop doing that. And at the very end of the first round, I ended up having Smoke cornered, so there really wasn't a whole lot for him to do if he just stayed there blocking the entire time. And he does try to get out of the corner by teleporting, but I was ready for that, blocked it, punished it, knocked him into the air, and finished off the first round, taking the win. All I needed was one more round and I was going to win the entire set. So yeah, things were going pretty smoothly so far. Could I get a clean sweep and prevent Smoke from winning any round whatsoever? Well, fingers crossed, that'd be kind of cool. After another throw with Khameleon, I end up trying to retreat. He tries to teleport again, and yet again I do punish, knock him in the air, and get some more decent damage. That is becoming a very reliable tactic, and then I end up knocking him into the air again, but I don't get any big damage off of this one because he does end up using his breaker to escape. And that is a very good situation to find myself in because now he's around 30% health and only one more combo will either finish the fight or put him in very low health where I can reasonably go for that brutality. Now all I really need is for Smoke to just comply and maybe do one of those teleports he's been doing the entire fight, or maybe try another jump in. Just keep doing exactly what you've been doing and I think this is going to work out just fine.
Not much of a challenge.
Brutality. Kitana wins.
Alright, we were able to do it after all. We were able to get the Where'd You Go Brutality 2 times in this set. And with those 2 victories, we won the entire set. Thank you to my randomly selected opponent using Smoke. It was fun, and now we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And even though we got the Brutality twice, I'll go ahead and show it one more time at the very end of the outro. That way we can all enjoy it one final time before we part ways. But yeah, that was a pretty straightforward fight. It was very consistent the entire time. Just wait for Smoke to either jump in or teleport and then punish. That was pretty much what it was for 4 straight rounds. We ended up getting all the victories. Smoke did not end up winning a single round the entire time we were fighting against them. So yeah, that was a pretty dominant performance. Very nice. That is about as relaxed as one of these fights is ever going to get. But yeah, with the brutality out of the way, I guess there's really not too much more to say. Just thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to check out some of the other stuff I have on the Thor's Entertainment channel. I do have other finisher videos just like this for Mortal Kombat 1. All those can be found under the Mortal Kombat 1 online playlist. And also, if you are into the story of Mortal Kombat, I do have playthroughs of the story modes for this game and others. That is about it. Thank you again for watching the video. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Brutality. Kitana wins.